Oh no. Good evening and welcome to the Wandering Wolf YouTube channel. I'm your host Mark Rhodes. Alongside me, as always, Mr. Craig Forward. I loved the beginning of that. All I heard was just Craig just went, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, we had technical issues, technical
That's
difficulties,
brilliant,
but they've been solved now. They've been solved.
Big good evening to Amalu Burton, the Vinyl Revival and Lucy Golden Girl. Lovely to have you on the stream, guys, and lovely to have you on the stream as always, Mr. Craig Forward. How are you, sir?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing very well.
Good.
It's quite a relief to be seeing you tonight. Not you haven't been texting me fully angered up and spitting about.
No anger here.
Yeah,
the Wolf shirts are back. Wolf shirts are back. Like Vinyl Revival, yeah, we've got them on. We didn't lose. It seemed like the Wolves top was at the bottom of the wardrobe, and I couldn't find it for a long time. But yes, we got a point in the capital, as our little banner suggests. And you know what? It was a great point, especially how it came about in the end. We can dissect the two halves. The first half, I thought it wasn't great. If we're being completely honest.
Do you know what it was? Do you know what it was? It was a game of two halves.
Well, that's it.
Sorry, jokes at the end.
Ian Thomas is here, but he's come on, not yet. It wasn't a great first half, let's be honest, and Chelsea were very unfortunate not to go in ahead. They had 2 goals chalked off by VAR. I can't see what was wrong with either, really. Yeah, it was. It wasn't a great performance the first half, but you've got to give us a lot of credit considering how we've played the last few games. To go 2-0 down against Chelsea. I know it's not the Chelsea that we know at the moment, but they're still the European champions at the end of the day. And I think a lot of plaudits need to go to our goalkeeping coach, Mr. Roberts.
Absolutely.
He was on the touchline. I don't know how much of a say Bruno had on the substitutions, but they were game changers. Both Trincao and especially Chiquinho was absolutely exceptional.
Yeah.
I think really he's a proper impact player at the moment. I think he's 22. He's got a long time. There's been suggestions in the paper that we might loan him out next season. I don't know how I feel about that, actually. At the moment, given we haven't got Europe to play for, I don't care what anybody says. We're 5 points behind West Ham. Our game in hand's against City. I think
you're not confident about that.
Oh well, not well. I've got points against Chelsea away. So, and Man City don't like playing us. That's been the case for quite a few years since we've been in the Premier League. But I just can't. They've got a lot to play for. It's not as if City are like Chelsea, who are sitting pretty in third, not going for the top 2 spaces. I think Chelsea, it was like a testimonial for them. Thanks, by the way.
Aaron, Peter.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You are very welcome here.
Yeah, we myself and Miss Sam Nixon, we were on Catch Point on Saturday, and we were actually, there is a meaning that we're actually saying this because I played for the Wolves Foundation and managed to get some money for the Wolves Foundation. So
well done, buddy. That's a good sum of money.
Yeah,
for the ball foundation. So well done. That's very
cheers,
good.
buddy. But going back to thanks, Peter, by the way. How do you know? Have you, okay, Shrewsbury Wolf. I agree. Jorginho is better than Troy already.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I would agree with that as well.
For a start. Okay, let's not go down this rabbit hole.
No. But I mean, having this conversation at the weekend, but after the last couple of weeks, I mean, I think last week we kind of sat here and thought, season's finished, no more points coming our way. We've given up. We're on the beach. All those things.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how we were playing. That was exactly the attitude. But especially to be 2-0 down, which to be honest was no great surprise. You're just waiting, to go a goal behind really. But to go 2 down, and then I think I know Chelsea are having their own troubles, but to watch the fight back and to keep trying and making things happen, and then for Trincao to score a goal like that, you could see like the lift it gave everybody.
Yeah. It's just nice to be on the other end, the right side of a last-minute goal. Yeah,
I certainly felt a bit stupid, to be honest, after sort of last week sort of saying, well, that's it, it's on the finished. A lot of people need to ask themselves some pretty tough questions, and then
they did.
I was very pleasantly surprised. But then again, you're just frustrated again because you think, well, if you'd have sort of put that effort and that kind of performance in other areas, what a different season we could be talking about.
You know what, mate? You've hit the nail on the head there, because I truly believe, like, when Conor Cody, he did an interview saying, like, we need to have a long hard look at ourselves. We've not been playing well enough. All this, and which is absolutely, I completely agree with what he said. But where was the commitment when we actually needed it? Do you know what I mean? Like, the season has gone now. I believe. I think we're playing for 8th. We're playing for 8th, and I think we get another win again. If we win against Norwich, say, we've cemented 8th place. So I can't see anybody taking out that place. And if you look, all things considered, I think, from an outsider's point of view, an 8th place finish in the Premier League is not to be sniffed at. It's a great performance considering our squad size. We do need to speak about some issues that will not go away until they're rectified, which is, where our goals are coming from. And, Conor Cody scored that from an absolutely worldy cross, like he could not miss. It was a brilliant ball from Jorginho. But Trincao scored an absolutely brilliant. It was a brilliant finish. Was
super finish.
But it's like with Trincao, like what's going to happen with him? Because I
think he'll just go back. I don't think he's quite done enough. Probably.
No, I don't think he has actually. I don't.
He's been very hot and cold. So I don't think there's enough probably there, which I don't know, in my opinion, I like him and I'd like him to stay, but I just don't think he will.
Interesting. Well, let's have a look at the Vinyl Revival, what you said about Saiss.
Yeah, I was
going to bring this up actually. It's like, as Saiss plays his last game, always has that one error in him. He's a walking yellow card. I completely agree with you there. I think he's a liability. I think why Gomez isn't in there. I'd like what you might as well stick him in there.
I think Saiss has kind of worked himself into a bit of a Marmite player over the last few months. He couldn't have had higher plaudits earlier on in the season, and he started off really, really well. But the last few games, he just seems to have. I don't know what it is. Just is it a bad run of form or what? But I think people are quick to. I know you. I think you've had enough now, haven't you? I think you've seen enough.
I think he's dead concerned. I think
he's one of them where is it a bad run of form and should we cut him some slack? But he's always had that in his locker. He's always been like that, whether he's playing brilliantly or not.
That stupid handball that he did against Brighton,
yeah,
and like like you could see from about a mile away when he brought Lukaku down that was a stonewall penalty, like but he does that. He's consistently giving people a chance that he shouldn't be. He really shouldn't. I think 100% that move him on in the summer. And also another player we should move on in the summer is Raúl Jiménez.
Yes,
and you know, Peter Johnson actually said it's been great having Raúl, but it's time he moved on. And I think a few more people are actually beginning to think the same. I love Raúl Jiménez. I think in the first couple of seasons he's been at Wolves, he's been a revelation. And we've had the discussion about Raúl Jiménez and Steve Bull comparisons, and you know how you've got to put him up there. Probably better than Steve Bull. Now a lot of older supporters will say, what are you smoking? But you know, Raúl did it in the top division, and you know, I think when he was on a roll, he was the player that, you know, if he had a chance, he would score 9 times out of 10. He's not that player anymore, and I think we've got to be in the market for another forward pretty damn quick. And now they're looking at wingers. I don't know if that's like a change in approach that Bruno Lage wants to go for. You know, we often talk about this 4-4-2 formation that he prefers. But what would you like to see in the summer, mate? You know, who do you think is going to be leaving? Who do you think run their course in this Wolves team?
In an ideal world, I'd like to see Raúl find form again. And,
of course,
and not have to leave. But I think you're right. I do tend to agree now that it's probably time. He's unfortunately not the same player, but will he go and find that form somewhere else? Or
there's always that.
You know, who knows? But yeah, I think we've already mentioned Saiz could be one, and I think the big one for us this summer is Neves. Obviously, I think he's on his way, probably already done. I can't see now, especially now that, you know, we're literally playing for 8th. I don't think he's going to be staying another season out of sentiment or anything like that. I think this is the time. But yeah, in terms of others, it's difficult to know really what you know. We always come back to this: what's going to be invested and what's not, and what the state of play is. I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see. You know what. It'll tell us a lot about, I think, what Bruno was told when he first came to the club. You know, what was he promised certain things, or you know,
I think
are they gonna sell to reinvest, or are they just gonna sell to sort of balance the books almost? Are they gonna get youngsters back? You know, what's the situation going to be? It's going to be very interesting, I think.
Yeah. Well, I brought this one up because with Saiz, let's not forget, for 90% of the season so far, he's been very good. He's part of the reason our defence has been rock solid. He's a very good defender on his day, but has an error in him. I agree with that. Ever since he's come back from the African Cup of Nations, that's when it started going a bit pear-shaped for Saiz. I agree. I like, you know, don't get me wrong. I'm not forgetting some of the heroics that, you know, he scored the winner against Brighton. He's been a rock in some games. I remember when against Man City away from home, he was an absolute colossus. I just think that there's time, isn't there? There's a time when you just think
it's run its course.
It's time. Yeah, it's time for these players.
Yeah, I think now is a very good time to have a good freshen up and a clear out, and I think that will happen this summer personally.
Yeah, I agree. I think that, you know, I've heard a lot of reports saying we want to be a top 6 club, and if that's the case, then well, we need a complete overhaul, don't we? Really, from top to bottom, especially if Ruben Neves is going to leave, and it looks increasingly likely that he will, which will be, obviously gutting. But if we get 75 million quid for him, and they put all that money into, the team, we get probably 3 very, very, very good players for that.
It'll all be down to. I don't think anybody can sort of be too shocked when it does happen. But it's if that money doesn't look to be spent properly, there'll be absolute uproar, won't there? I mean, what if we get another 3 Fabio Silvas?
Well, that's the thing. Like, this is why Stu Kelsall, like, it's the nail in the head. The level of investment moving up even a single league place is substantial. Absolutely, because you've got, we are by hook or by crook in front of teams like Leicester, like Newcastle, Villa, these teams with huge investments, like, and we've
they're going to strengthen, aren't
they? They are going to, especially Newcastle. My God, well, like, I think Newcastle, I don't want to big it up too much, but I think they might be knocking on the door for the top 6 next season or the season after. So we need to move with that, really.
Newcastle are going to be one in Champions League ASAP. So
yeah, of course.
If they've got the money to do it, it could be even quicker than that.
Yeah.
So, we've got to make sure that if these people do leave, that it's invested in the right way, and that's where I think that's where the debates and the issues are going to come from.
Absolutely. Lucy doesn't want Raúl to go.
No.
He needs to build his confidence, get the feeling of scoring goals back. I'd like him to do that as well, Lucy. I'm not going to lie. So let him go to a lower league club to score some goals and get that confidence back. What? So,
yeah, he's not going to go to a lower league club. No, I don't think he's.
No, he's not in that. I don't
his
think
ego
no.
His team are not going to allow that. They're going to still see him as a superstar, and he's going to probably believe that he still is.
Yeah.
But I think he's probably got to go abroad. A slight change of pace, shall we say, maybe.
Yeah,
different style. And I think he'll probably end up thriving, but I just don't think he's cut out for the physicality of the Premier League anymore after what happened, which was always arguably going to be the case when he came back.
Lucy, well, that we're not going to loan him out and then bring him back like that. I just don't see. I don't see the point and how that's going to help us going forward. We keep him on the bench for us. Like, let's not loan him out to another club.
Here's one, Luke. Evening, mate. We're missing Pudence's creativity at the moment. We need him back ASAP.
We miss him.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I think he's going to be a big part next season, especially with Neto back.
You know what? It's annoying me a little bit with Pudence. He's getting injured too quick, too much. He's
like the new Marcel.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got to sort that. He's got to sort that out. But I think after a pre-season, I think he'll be all right. And yeah, we do miss his creativity, definitely.
Well, Neto before the substitutions, Neto was our best player against Chelsea. It's like it was really good to see. It was really nice to see him actually get a proper game and some proper game time. I think he's going to be really important to us, and he was in the pandemic season as well. He obviously scored that winner against Chelsea, scored that wonderful goal against Southampton. He's just different gravy, man. When we actually need some spark. From Shrewsbury Wolf, players I want to sell or release: Sois, Marcel, Neves, Traore, Trincao, Jiménez, and Cutrone. Okay, so that's 2, 4, 6. That's 7 players.
No, do you know what? I want Cutrone back. Oh, he can do it. I've got faith. I'm joking.
I love it. I know.
I'm joking.
That's
do you know what I do want? I do want Gibbs White back in the fold next season.
Well, he's won Young Player of the Year at Sheffield United, and you know, deservedly so. Well, they might come up, mate, and they might want to buy him. We'll get some. I tell you what, we'll get some right money for him.
Yeah, no, that's not a good idea.
Do you not think? Do you not think Fosun are going to go? Oh, okay. So kids,
probably
come through the ranks. You know, Luke said this as well. He said this as well. Let's do Championship Player of the Year, keep or sell to Sheffield United for around 12 to 15 million. Are you seriously telling me if we get offered between 12 and 15 million quid for Morgan Gibbs White, we're not gonna sell?
We shouldn't. No, we shouldn't.
Do you not think?
No, we should say thank you very much for that kind offer, but be on your way.
Be on your way. Be gone, vile stripies.
Yeah, you horrible stripes people. I think he's going to be a player. I think why would you sell somebody who's, you know, had a fantastic season and they're only could potentially be going only one way? Doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah, I wanted to read this one at Stu Kelsall. I've said this before, I'll say it again. Bruno has done an immense job this season. I think we take it for granted, actually.
Yeah, I mean, 8th.
Yeah, crazy. I think we do. Like we've said, we've gone around in circles here, but I really do actually believe he's done a great job. This is his first season in the Premier League. With Nuno's players, through no fault of his own, really. Don't get me wrong. There's some formation issues and some personnel and some substitution that he's really, really got wrong. But
do you think?
I
think if he'd have been there Saturday, that those subs would have happened the same way.
Well, that's the thing. Do you think that was
him or not?
Well, I don't know. What do you think, guys? Because like I'm at a loss here because I don't know how it works.
The subs were correct and worked, so I don't think Bruno had anything to do with it. I think the Wi-Fi signal dropped off.
The Wi-Fi, but Tony just went, "Yeah, I'll just bring them on myself." Well, I was thinking, you know, going forward, I'm going to put a conspiracy theory to you, and you know, I just think it might be true. Bruno Lage is the lowest paid Premier League manager in the Premier League, funny enough. Sean Dyche got more money. He's on a better contract than Bruno Lage. Yeah. Well, he isn't now, obviously. But what I'm thinking is Fosun said Bruno Lage is a stopgap manager. And they want their real target, the Sevilla manager, who they wanted and accepted the job and instead went to manage Spain instead when he got offered that.
I wasn't expecting all this crazy talk.
So now what I'm saying is that, but it's something that I can't not think about because the way Fosun want to go forward, you know, there's stopgap managers everywhere. Eddie Howe's a stopgap manager for Newcastle, isn't he? He ain't taking him to the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you think Bruno Lage is a stopgap manager?
It's a good question. I was not expecting that.
I just wanted to, but you know what? We got 3 games left. I thought I'd put some other things out there.
It's a good thing to think of, mate. Yeah.
But I'm just thinking about wages. I'm just, you know. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. I do. Wouldn't be surprising if he was the lowest paid senior management at Benfica. Yeah, I get that, but they want us to be a top 8, top 7. They want us to get into Europe, but I can see it in Faust. I can see the cogs turning, and I think they want a bigger manager. I think they.
So when do you think this is going to happen?
I think it might happen as soon as next season.
Like this summer?
Yeah. Like, why not?
As in 3 weeks?
I think, another conspiracy theory of mine is that he's had a fight with the board, and that's why he wasn't at Chelsea.
Ooh, that's a good one. That is a good one. That is a good one. I want some of what you've been having.
He's been on psychedelic shit.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. Yeah, what do you think? Maybe I'm talking on my backside. It wouldn't be the first time.
It would not be the first time, but I don't 100% disagree with you. When I saw that he wasn't going to be there Saturday, given what we've heard over the last few weeks, that's exactly what I thought. To be honest, so we'll see. Time will tell.
I don't want to be that guy, but
will he be there on Wednesday?
Well, he will be because it's Man City, and
okay.
I think I don't know what the quarantine is like now, but I don't know. We've got 3 games left. Here's another question for you.
Come on.
Will we keep 8th place?
Yes, we will.
Okay, well that's good.
Next. How many points are we going to get in these next 3 games?
3.
3.
Andrew Caddick. How you doing, mate? That kind of opinion is what's sending Wolves socials into complete overload. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's why I tend to stay off Twitter because yes, you're right. Final revival. Yes, there's no smoke without fire. Don't forget the Rennes boss, Bruno Genesio.
Well, that'll be easy if it's Bruno for Bruno, wouldn't it?
Well, that's it. Yeah, we need to save some money with the training tops.
Yeah.
Just Bruno on the back. But I just think Fosun going forward, any excuse to get rid of Bruno Lage, they'll do it.
Let's just pick that last crazy 5 minutes apart for a sec. So
yeah, sorry, yeah.
So we've got 3 games left.
Yeah.
We're going to sell Neves, Jiménez, and name a few others. And Bruno's also going. And we've got a new manager coming. It's going to. I'm not sure I can take this.
I know. Yeah, it's gone a bit weird.
It's like a. Well, we said we needed a clear out, so
that's it. Yeah, why not? The whole thing. Get rid.
The whole lot. Let's just hope Fosun don't go anywhere.
The reason why I say this, it's not coming from a complete crazy. Apparently I'm not crazy. I don't think you're going to be here next season, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
I think it could go one of 2 ways. Like either he gets a whole heap of cash from the Neves sale. He brings in the players that he wants and needs, and we go full Bruno Lage, with his players, with his philosophy. Or I think there's going to be an issue with funding. I think they're going to go, listen, you've done it with this squad. You've got 8th this squad. Here's a few pounds and pence. Be really frugal with it. And he's going to go, nah, I had this better at Benfica, because Benfica will have him back, definitely. So I just think he's a bit, he's not that happy here at the moment. Do you not think he doesn't give out that vibe?
Yeah. There's definitely that feel. Yeah.
There's something going on, isn't there?
I understand where you're coming from. Definitely.
There is something definitely happening behind the scenes that we are not privy to.
There's no smoke without fire with the bust-ups and stuff like that.
Shall we start a transfer window whip round? Well, yeah, we might need it. I think Neves going is the big thing here. Everyone else, Saiss will get a little bit for, in comparison.
What we're going to get for Neves?
I think we'll get 70 million.
70?
Yeah, I think 70 is...
And then where do we need to reinvest, in your
Well, we need to invest in the midfield definitely straight away.
So, is Moutinho playing next season for you, or is he?
Well, if Moutinho
dropping down,
if Moutinho's starting next season, then we're not a top 6 club. As much as I absolutely love the bloke, do you know what I mean? Like, he's a fantastic servant, and he's played out of his skin. But you don't want to be asking João Moutinho at his age to be playing 36, 37 games a season.
Yeah, well, he saved us so many times this season already.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, so he might be on free. I don't know actually. I'm interested to know, now that there's only 3 games left of the season, who is your player of the season?
Good question.
Because it's a tricky one, because
it is a tricky one.
Because there's 2 parts of the season, really, isn't there? It's
like
when the defense was impenetrable, and and then it's gone a bit like, oh
yeah. I mean like Kilman.
Yeah,
it's one that springs to mind straight away. It was so fantastic for the first half, and then dropped off a cliff. But I don't know. You've got Sarr, who's just been absolutely phenomenal. Really hasn't put a foot wrong.
Moutinho,
yeah,
he's had a great season.
Well.
Neves, I don't think any of the forwards are going to go looking for the amount of goals that we've scored this season.
But to be honest, I think it would be Sarr, because we haven't been firing on all cylinders up front.
Yeah. Well, he saved us a lot of goals, hasn't he?
We've had a fantastic defence given the squad size and where we are in the league. And I think if you look back at the season and the games, you'd see that Sarr has saved us on so many times. You'd have to say Sarr for me, I think.
The consensus is Sarr, Kilman and Neves are also up there. I think that's your top 3, really, isn't it? But how well we've done. This season's not to be sniffed at. I don't count the pandemic season because everything was all to shit, so it didn't really matter what was happening, really.
Yeah.
That season doesn't count for me. So really, the 3 seasons that we've been in the Premier League, 7th, and 8th. So I'm happy with that. And then the other one, I agree. Without Sarr, we'd be a bottom half side at best. We would. Which, speaking of the bottom half, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on who's going to be the final relegated team. Obviously, that we've got Norwich. After City, Man City, Watford are down as well, and then you've got a 3-horse race: Everton, Leeds, and Burnley. I
really hope, with every fibre of my being, that it's Leeds. And I read. I think it was on Twitter or something today. I can't remember if it was like just a random or it was actually a piece, but they celebrated
they won the World
Cup.
The
actual FA Cup when they beat us at Molineux, and now look at them. They could happen to a nicer bunch.
Mate, take them 3 points away though.
Yeah,
they are in deep crap. They are in so much trouble if they lost to us, which they definitely should have. But I'm thinking, hi Jacob, how you doing, mate?
I hope Everton. I do hope Everton survive, to be honest.
Everton going down would be very funny, Shrewsbury Wolf, but I just can't see. I just can't. What is that?
Yeah, I don't know. So I mean, I think it's going to be. I really hope it's going to be Leeds. Because what will the media do if Leeds go down? I mean...
Oh, God. Well, they'll be they've not even been talking about him. It's always been, Everton and Burnley are in a 2-horse race, and Leeds are just slowly just getting absolutely smashed to bits by everyone. Have you seen their goals different? Their goal difference? It's absolutely atrocious. It's like minus 35 or something. I think, yeah, Leeds for me. I'd like it to be, but
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I can see Burnley probably going down because of their fixtures. But hey,
I haven't seen. I don't know who they've all got, but I just hope.
yeah.
I hope Leeds can do it.
Well, Leeds have got Brighton, so I'll tell you what, that 3-0 home defeat doesn't look as bad now, does it?
How about Brighton beat Spanking United as well? That was a classic.
Yeah. Well, United are just like,
Well,
I don't know.
I told you about them ages ago.
Yeah.
I told you about them. I mean, if any club needs a clear out and a revival, God.
Yeah.
So yeah, just wanted to go back. I know I mentioned earlier about Newcastle. I know this doesn't affect us in any way, but what do you think? Where do you think they're going to be next year? Do you think they can turn it around in that? Because when you said about Eddie Howe he's not going to take him to the Champions League. Do you think he's done that job up to now?
He's like the Mark Hughes at Man City.
Yeah.
Before Pep came in, he's like the I don't know. He's the gatekeeper to their aspirations going forward. I think Newcastle definitely. Obviously, it's not ideal for another club that we're fighting for Europe or top 10 or whatever to have that kind of influx of cash, especially when we know that Fosun tend to not put their hand in the pocket that often. I suppose it just depends on how much money they are willing to spend. Like it's been said from the horse's mouth, so to speak, that they're not going to, put loads and loads of money out there, but they would do, wouldn't they? I just think, I really do think that Newcastle are going to be a force to be reckoned with next season.
Yeah, I think so.
But the problem is that they'll go for a lot of players that we want.
Well, I think there's a lot of teams fishing the same pool next year.
Yeah, I agree. Leicester,
Villa will probably have a few quid to throw at it.
Yeah, I agree.
Leicester won't want to be where they are.
No, definitely.
They'll be having much higher aspirations than that.
Yeah, definitely.
Us, then you've got, Arsenal want to get better. Every season, everybody is, wanting to step up, aren't they? So Everton won't want to. If Everton survive, they'll be thinking. I know they've already thrown so much money at it, but they'll be
400 million or something. Imagine, like putting that much money into a football club, and you being 17th in the league. It's like, that's why sometimes you have to come back and go, actually, we're a club that's run pretty decently in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, how many points do you think we're going to get from these last 3 games?
5. And I don't know where they're coming from in what way around, but
we're definitely
going for 5.
You go for 2 draws and a win, amazing.
Yeah, definitely. You've already said it. City hate playing us.
Yeah, true.
Obviously, I know, like you said about they've got to win. That works against you sometimes as well. They've got to keep winning. So that would be. It'd be great if we could beat both of those Muppets.
I'd love City to win the league. I can't stand Jurgen Klopp, man. We said about Spurs, like but, can't play football like that. Shut up.
Yeah,
moron.
Do what we want. But yeah, I can probably see us losing against. We could probably lose against Norwich and beat City and Liverpool. To be honest.
It has been that kind of a season, hasn't it? It would. Yeah, it really would.
There you go.
It's
definitely in our locker. Definitely.
Yeah,
I mean, it might be worth having a 5 on it.
Yeah, we get good odds. I truly believe we should start playing the kids now.
Really?
Yeah. Like what? Do you think that there's any chance of us getting into Europe? Nope.
I don't know.
There's none. Mate, there's none.
Okay. I'll stop thinking.
There is like no chance. So just he's got to play Chiquinho. He's got to start.
Yeah, definitely.
He's got to start him, hasn't he? Instead of Wang, like it's a no-brainer for me. Like, yeah, Chiquinho, Neto, and probably Silva. I'd play as a front three.
Yeah. Well, there's absolutely no reason why Silva shouldn't be just playing the last three. You know.
Honor Revival's got your positivity out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Completely agree with that, yeah.
Yeah. Feeling we're going to turn them over. That's the spirit.
Stranger things have happened.
They just spanked Newcastle 5-0, didn't they?
What do you think about Silva next season? Where's your head on that?
It's really hard, man. It's really hard to pinpoint where I put him because I actually think there's a player there. I do. But he's a striker. He's going to start. He's going to have to start scoring some goals.
Some crazy stuff tonight, but that's topped it.
I think he's going to be in front of Jiménez as the forward who starts more games, or Jiménez will just leave and we'll get another striker, and Silva will be an understudy to that striker. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's more like it.
I actually think.
I heard something interesting. The other day.
What's that?
That Silva was supposed to go out on loan in January, but apparently it was stopped by the powers that be, just to sort of save face that they'd spent all that money on him, and not to let him out. But whether it was Bruno or what wanted him out on loan.
Really? Well, you know, we have been called.
I don't know how true that is, but
I think the problem is, mate, if we had another striker that could do an half decent job, then yeah, I'd say give him the game time.
To be honest, we just need someone who knows where the net is at the moment. Whether not the pretty stuff, just get it in the, got to score goals, haven't you? Got to score goals.
Well, it's like there was, I don't know.
I don't think we'll get away with it. I think the overriding feeling of this season is we've got away with it.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, God, absolutely. We're in such a false position.
Like it's so easy for us to be an Everton next season if we get it wrong.
Oh, 100%.
That's the worry. That's the worry.
Yeah, completely. Yeah. I think unless major overhaul happens this summer, I think we will be a bottom half side. That's. I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to see that. It's like Fosun surely know that there needs to be massive overhaul in both directions. There needs to be players leaving, and there needs to be a lot of players that Bruno Lage needs. If that he's the man that's going to take us forward, to just let him do his thing, or get rid of him and bring in the guy that you wanted from the beginning. Don't know. Could happen, mate. Don't be surprised if it's something Fosun would do.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, definitely.
I really do believe that. I don't think there's anything else left to say, really, is there?
Oh, I like this one. Cody scored in the 96th minute against
Liverpool.
No, I don't think it is. To stop them winning the league, fantastic. I mean,
that would be like, as an Evertonian, which he is, like that's the dream scenario.
Yeah, that would be.
I really want Man City to win the league. I can't.
Yes.
I really can't cope with Liverpool and Liverpool fans talking about the quadruple and all this stuff, man. It's just, God, shush, please. Yeah. And I really hope Real Madrid beat them as well in the final.
Oh yeah,
I really do. Yeah,
but there can't be any quadruples happening.
No. They're not going to win the quadruple, mate. City are going to win the league now. That, like, Spurs have stopped them doing that. But saying that, we could draw with City. Who knows what's going on? Anyway, Always lovely to speak. It's like, where's your joke, Ian?
Yeah, come on, Ian.
We can't actually leave. We can't leave without your joke. That's the rule.
We've got to keep rambling. We'll have to keep rambling.
Oh, here we go. Oh, God. Oh, God. Can't finish with a Hitler joke.
It's very fitting at the moment, I'd say. Let's just go for it.
Yeah, why not? Go on,
we make our own rules on this show.
I'm not saying it.
Why did Hitler wear glasses? Because without them, he could not see.
It's really good. It's a really good joke. Yeah, good. Oh, right. And on that light note. Guys, as always, it has been lovely to have you all involved. Yeah, who knows what's going to happen? But we've got 2 more shows left for this season. We've got the Man City Norwich one.
Yeah, and next Monday, same time.
Yeah, we've got the
final
end
of the season.
Yeah, and we'll have a review. We'll have a review of how you think we've all done and stuff. And just thanks, guys. Thanks as always. And cheers, mate. Always lovely to see you. And
always good to see you, mate.
And we shall speak to you all next Monday at 9:00. Take care.
Awesome. See you, buddy.
See ya.